What is up, guys? Uh, our bald idiot is missing, but this is the Mixed Martial Idiots show regardless. Uh, we're going to recap UFC Fight Night Walker versus Zhang, which took place in Shanghai, China. Uh, if you don't remember seeing that, it's because it aired at 3 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll cover all you need to know about that. But real quick, before we get into that, we want to talk about something that happened last night, and that is Raja Jackson was on a indie amateur wrestling show, and as it seems like he was supposed to be a work, but wasn't supposed to be a work, and a guy that goes by Psycho Sid hit him with a pop bottle and or a Coke bottle or can, as I was, and they told Raja that he would get his get back later on in the ring. Uh, to which he came in, double legged Sid, slammed him on the ground. His head whiplashed off the mat there, and it was very obvious he was out right then. And then Raja landed some massive shots. I mean, at least 10 or more uh, giant haymakers on the unconscious wrestler before anyone stepped in. And this is really bad on both parties here. Raja attacking a man that's completely out in the manner he did, absolutely disgusting. And the wrestlers and the promotion there, you need to be very clear with people if you want them to be a work before they even show up, right? And it was obvious that that wrestler thought he was a work. I mean, after it happens, he even says, "Hey, man, are you going to sell it?" After he smashes the can on his head. Um, I'd be pissed off if somebody did that to me too, but he took it too far. Uh, and that's really where the issue is. Will, do you have a take on this?
Dude, I just think, Tanner, we don't let our guys even spar with anything less than 16-ounce gloves on.
Yeah.
For what reason?
Yeah. Fighter
Concussion,
safety.
damage, right?
Yeah.
So, how long has Mr. Jackson, Raha, what is it?
Raja,
Raja? How long has
I
he been
believe.
exposed to training, sparring, stuff like that? His entire life, right? He's well aware of gym etiquette.
Yeah.
He is. You know that a guy like that was a world champion like Quentin Jackson has taught him the right things. Look at the video of Rampage flipping out because the guy went a little too far in sparring, which I agree with. He threw a
Hmm.
spinning attack during technical sparring because Raja was like overwhelming him with pace and volume, and it flash knocked him out in sparring, and that pissed Rampage off. So you look at that and you see the dude slam the guy, and us being combat sports athletes and coaches and being around it since we were kids, on the slam the guy's done. You don't need to hit him again.
Hmm.
And Raja knows that. He's known that his entire life. He grew up in the gym. So maybe you playfully paw one at him after that to sell it.
And then go to the body, if anything.
Something
That's
other
all my brain could think was what if you're trying to continue to sell this, why would you continue to hit him in the jaw?
right.
You
Dude,
know?
you know the damage that was done there.
Yeah.
You, as well as I know, that teeth are gone, right? Jaw's probably compromised. That dude's going to be eating out of a straw for a little while. And it was 100% malice from
Yeah.
Raja Jackson. This wasn't a whoops. In no way was it a whoops. And yeah, I hope he gets held accountable legally, and I hope he gets held accountable to pay this man's medical bills, in which we know there will be many.
Yeah. I want to point out another part that I think is at fault, and that's the wrestlers and the promotion. You tell them, hey, you're gonna get your get back, right?
Oh man,
This is how it was supposed to play out, right? This is how they said that it was supposed to play out. Is he goes in there, takes him down, throws a couple punches, right? And then the wrestlers pull him off. The wrestlers fucking froze. They all froze like, oh shit. Oh, he's really beating the fuck out of him. Hey man, you got to be on it because accidents can happen, and
Mm.
also people can lose their fucking temper. Clearly, George,
I think
do you have a take on this?
All right. Now, in professional wrestling, if you're a regular wrestler and you're having a match and you're getting too rough, it's called a receipt. You send it back. Ask Braun Strowman. He got dropped in the middle of a match because he needed Brock Lesnar, and Brock dropped 2 right hands on him and put him out in the middle of the match, and he got back up. This isn't that. This is an MMA fighter, amateur. I'm not sure if he's in any
He's
promotions
pro.
or if he's on. Okay, he's pro.
He's owned
Going
one as a pro.
Okay. But going into, like you guys said, a complete different thing, a wrestling promotion, that's all an act. I mean, granted, the damage that you take, the physicality, you still get fucked up. I'm not taking anything away from people that are wrestlers. That is a hard ass living to make it at. But again, you kind of open Pandora's box. Why would you attack a fighter and not be completely implicit with the instructions of what's going to go down? I feel like not only was this a fuck up on Raj's part that he got carried away, he was pissed and already had it in his head that he was going to do this when they said get your get back. But on the promotions part, they should have been like, hey, this is what we do. And that didn't happen. And here we are. And I think it really sucks for the world of MMA because that gives us a really bad look.
Yeah, I agree. I think, man, we need more information about it because it seems like they wanted him to be there for a work, right? And
Yeah.
if that's the case, man, you can't let your anger or whatever take over. If you're there for a work in wrestling, you first off you need to know what you're getting into, which I doubt he knew what he was getting into when he went there. And then
full
secondly,
blast punches still count the same, though. I don't give a shit.
yeah,
That dude's not, because he's a wrestler, doesn't mean he's not susceptible to CTE or death.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Jesus.
I'm not condoning it. By
No, I
any
know. I'm
means.
just saying, like, for him, like, the reason it's so fucked up is because it doesn't matter, bro. You can't do that.
No, not allowed.
God.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's enough on that. We all agree it's bad. It's bad all around.
This? No.
Yeah, this bad. Anyways, let's move
When he
on.
woke up, he was probably thinking, why does everything hurt?
Everything hurt. I guarantee.
Oh, he
All
might
of
have
it.
forgot the 3rd grade, dude.
He forgot what led to that.
It's my
Right.
cat's birthday today.
All right. Anyways, UFC Fight Night, Walker versus Zhang. Let's start off with the 205 division, where we got a Ezekiel choke in round 1. Iran Sati Baldiev, tapping out Dair Nurgoje with the Ezekiel in round 1. It was nice, man. He was going for a Kimura, switched off because Dair did a really good job defending that, and then went underneath the legs and kind of into a crab ride. Euron turned into him and immediately grabbed the Ezekiel and slowly worked it in. It was very nice. What do you got, Will?
Well, I worked yesterday and I have yet to actually watch back the first 2 fights. I've only caught those, but when we get to Weston Wilson getting murdered, I've got something for that.
All right, George.
Man, you're on salty balls rolled into Shanghai and said, hold my vodka. I'm channeling Alexei Olenek. A first round Ezekiel
Yes.
choke?
Hey,
That's rarer
nice.
than That's rarer than a unicorn at a dive bar, dude.
But from
DR
top,
Yes, he got that neck and caught it like it owed him money. DR is probably dreaming of dim sum. I don't know. That finish was so slick, it deserved its own action figure. Welcome to the UFC, Salty Balls. You're already giving us heart palpitations.
yes. That was at 205. Next up at 135, Su Yong Yu getting
Nice.
the unanimous decision over Long Zhao. Will, you said you did not watch this one. George,
say.
what you got on this one?
This fight was like watching two guys argue over the last dumpling. Grindy, scrappy, and nobody wanted to give it up.
Were they not doing that?
Yu Su Young outworked Zhao Long like a caffeinated intern on a deadline. But let's be real, this decision was as exciting as a PowerPoint presentation. Zhao Long fought hard, but his relentless pace from Yu made him look like he was running on Windows 95. Doon 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 doon. Snooze fest.
Speaking of snoozes, next up, man, at 145 in round one, Yiza knocking out Weston Wilson with a big straight right and then a left hook. Will?
You got to box a bunch, Weston. You're grappling top of the food chain, I would say. And if you want to call me crazy, that's fine. But a lot of guys don't want to go down there and fuck with that world with Weston Wilson. Yiza. Wow. Dynamite in that right hand. Weston is having that, like, who can I relate this to? Patrick Cummins. That very successful grappler and does actually have some crack, but doesn't know how to like put it together on the feet enough to be a threat to then get it to the ground. Look at like Dan Henderson or DC, guys with a shit ton of crack. So you had to worry about it to stop your feet to block. Then they're in there on you and now you're down. So Weston, you got to box 1,000 rounds, my boy. You got to box 1,000 rounds. Don't even worry about kicks. Fuck it. Don't even worry about kicks. Don't even worry about it. Find a boxing gym. A boxing gym and like a collegiate wrestling room you can spend 1,000 hours in. And you just bounce back between the two for a year. And if you come back doing that consistently, I promise he's going to be a threat. His jiu-jitsu is fucking clean, guys. You don't want to be down there messing with him grappling. If he takes that Rafael Lovato Jr. approach and he goes to Oak State and he just wrestles every fucking day and then finds himself some gym that's got, 10, 12 Golden Gloves boxers in there to spar with, round robin rounds, this boy will be good. But man, for right now, the way you close the distance is reckless, my boy. You need to get some head movement, hands up. Don't fall for basic traps. He just needs to box 1,000 rounds, George. What do you think?
Man, he did get some head movement. Yiza walked in, threw a right hand, and turned Weston into a human bobblehead in 37 seconds flat. This was less a fight and more of a public execution. Yiza said, "Shanghai, this is my house." And Wilson hit the canvas faster than a bad Tinder date ghosting you. That knockout happened so quick, I barely had time to open up my chips. Zing Sha Sai went to the moon.
For the Chinese people, I'm glad that Yiza did this for him and Rong Zhu. But because the main event, you know that every one of those people left there pissed the fuck off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big.
Oh my god.
There was a lot of fuck yous when they were walking out.
You commit harikari.
Next up at 185, Kyle Dawkins shutting down Michel Pereira. Big overhand right in round one. What do you got, Will?
You know what the biggest, Dawkins has always had power. He's just got one of those frames. The biggest thing is the way he looked in there, bro. He looked like a professional athlete. When he left the UFC, he did not look like that. And it looked like he went out of the UFC. He went on the regional scene. He said, dude, I had my foot in the door. I was in the top promotion in the freaking world. I stubbed my toe. These guys are giving me a shot. I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to fucking really embrace it. Is what he looked like, right?
Yeah.
Did he not look like a completely different guy? He looked like some dude that took it so serious. I'm proud of him. Now,
You know how good he looked? He looked 50K good. That's how
he
good he
looked
looked.
50K good, baby.
He got that 50K.
He should have, but you know what? Michel Pereira, dude, it looked like he tried to get back to his dynamic movement, his explosive self. He was rocking and rolling for as long as he was awake. Where the fuck is the hand fighting? When somebody's got that length on you and you're gonna glide around the cage, Israel Adesanya made a career out of it, right? He'll get behind the black circle of the octagon. When they advance, he hand fights, he counters, and he's out of there. He's back to the center. Michel Pereira just tried that like matador stuff, hands up, tried that slick head movement, and Dawkins just posted, fired that right hook, and put him out. It showed me two things. Michel Pereira is an ass striker, and Kyle Dawkins has weird put you to fucking sleep by just touching you power. It was fun to watch. Super happy for Dawkins. Before I thought he was a killer, and then he fell off. And when you see a guy fall off and they get a resurgence, it doesn't always look like that. And I'm really proud of him. I'm really happy to see it.
I am too. Yeah. So as I alluded to, or not even alluded, as I said, Kyle Dawkins got a 50K bonus. Salty Badia also had got a 50K bonus. But George, what do you think of Kyle Dawkins and that big overhand right?
It's hard to be mad at a guy that gets a finish, even though he torched all my slips because I thought this was a lock. I was wrong. Man, Kyle Dawkins, man, damn. What was that? 43 seconds in the first round.
Yes.
Michel Pereira, the backflip king, got flipped upside down by Kyle in under a minute. Pereira came in here like his usual acrobatic nonsense, but Dawkins was like, bro, this ain't Cirque du Soleil. We're fighting. One clean punch, and he was out colder than a polar bear's toenails. Dawkins returning to the UFC with a 43-second KO, that's the kind of shit that gets you a Hollywood script. Pereira, man, get you a Tylenol and a new game plan.
Well, here's the problem, though, George. He looked great. When he left, middleweight was not stacked like it is. Now, he knocked out Dingus, Michel Pereira, who, like, one time looks like, oh, my God, he's the most terrifying thing in the world. And then the next time he looks like, what the fuck are you doing, Pereira? So it'll be the next fight we find out if he gets his, Lionsgate movie script.
Speaking of next fights, 155, Rong Zhu getting the unanimous decision over Austin Hubbard. Tell us what you think, Will.
Did you know that Rong Zhu was a city kickboxing guy? I didn't.
I did not.
I did not. Halfway through the first round, I'm like, damn, this dude looks like if somebody took Izzy's footwork and gave him Dan Hooker's tenacity in boxing. And then in between rounds, Eugene Behrman goes walking in the corner. I'm like, oh, shit. There we go.
Checks
Makes
out.
sense. All right.
That
Dude.
maths.
Rong Zhu was on fire, was he not? Austin Thud Hubbard was bringing the pace. I thought Austin Hubbard did well in the second round. But once Rong Zhu figured out the range and he had Austin Hubbard like panic shooting, it was over. It looked like Izzy versus Derek Brunson minus the finish. Austin Hubbard's way too fucking tough to get out of there. You got to really put it on him. Rong Zhu fought his ass off, man. And it's just another guy in that lightweight division that can like sprawl and brawl. And who doesn't want to fucking see that? I'm down to watch these guys come up that are sprawling brawlers. We need more Joshua Vans throughout the weight classes. Guys that say, get the fuck off my hips. And they get up and just start throwing hands immediately with reckless abandon. Rong Zhu, love to see it, baby. And now that I know you're a city kickboxing guy, shit, I'm going to be buying your merch.
Yeah, I'm all in. George, tell us about it.
Rong Zhu and Austin Hubbard went to war in a 15-minute chess match. Let's be honest, this was like watching two accountants fight over tax code. Rong edged it out with sharper striking and hometown energy, while Hubbard looked like he was stuck in Shanghai traffic. Solid win for Zhu, but this fight was so technical, I needed a nap to recover. Get some caffeine in the octagon next time.
Oof. Okay. Moving on to another 50K bonus and a man that really needed it at
Oh.
125. Charles Johnson taking out the no longer undefeated Loney Kavanaugh in round 2 with a big right hook and some follow-up shots. Yeah, Charles Johnson said he desperately needed it, laid it out for everybody, and gets a big win. What do you got, Will?
Dude, I remember last week saying Charles Johnson, if there's an underdog on this card to bet a bunch of money on,
Mhm.
it's Charles Johnson.
Yep.
And dude, finding out his story afterwards, shit like that makes you emotional. People like shit on these guys when they see him tearing up in the octagon, but they don't realize how much training camps cost. They don't realize how much, if they don't fucking go in there and fight, they don't get paid. Some of them are blessed to have these outside sponsorships that helps them out on their social medias and stuff like that. If they have the Monster logo on their shorts, but that's like the top, 5% you'd say, Tanner? The top 5% of the guys are getting all the deals. They're getting all the money. And a guy like Charles Johnson, if he's on like I don't know the deals anymore. They used to be 10 and 10, 10 to show, 10 to win, right? If Charles Johnson, I think it's like 25 and 25 now, something like that. If he's on a deal like that, we just heard in the post-fight findings that his bank account had just went negative, right? Coaches take 10% of your purse, right? Most times.
Time out. Did you say the post-fight findings?
Did I? I don't know. Why'd you stop me while I was cooking? You should have just let that one pass.
I couldn't. It got me off guard. It was a good one. It was a good one.
Nice. I'm trying over here to John Anik, and you're just throwing a fucking banana peel underneath my cart.
Ignite that fire back up. Come on. Work that walk.
Most coaches, most teams take 10% of your purse, right? And that doesn't take into account the man's mortgage that comes out every month. Car payment comes out every month. His kids have to eat every fucking day. You know what I mean? So a guy who's out here chasing his dreams and working really hard, he has no money flying in fight week. The day he weighs in, he's only going to get a meal because the UFC PI or his coaches or his team are going to feed him after he weighs in. He goes negative. He gets beat the fuck up for, 7.5, 8 minutes of that fight. Loner Kavanaugh looked like a bad boy, and he is, and he's going to come back great timing, great boxing, good grappling. He's got sting on the end of those punches. A lot of times Charles Johnson wanted to just fucking get out of there, but you can't. You have no money. You have no source of income until someone fights you again. But if you drop a fight in the UFC, you may not get one for another 6-8 months, a year. You got to keep winning to keep fighting. To watch a guy go through adversity, you hear a story like that, and he knocks a dude the fuck out. His whole family, his whole team, everything he loves and carries in his heart was in that right hand when it landed on Loner Kavanaugh's chin, man. So you see it, you see the result, you love it, and you just nothing but happy for Charles Energy Johnson. And I'm pretty sure every time he's fought since we've had a podcast, boys, I've picked Energy. So, my boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Georges, tell us about Charles Johnson.
Charles Johnson turned Kavanaugh's chin into a pinata with a vicious round 2 knockout. Kavanaugh was hanging tough until Johnson landed a punch that had him seeing cartoon stars. This is like watching a flyweight version of Mike Tyson play whack-a-mole. Johnson is on a tear in 2025, man. Look out.
Yes, he is. Alrighty. Moving on to the featured bout of the prelims. Gage Young getting the unanimous decision at 155 against Mahashet. Will, what do you got on that one?
I think we saw two guys on this card win that I want to see fight, and you can take my money right now, and that's Gage Young and Rong Zhu, right? Gage
Ooh.
Young goes through a little bit of adversity, and then the boy starts cracking, son. He starts just a gritty fighter in the trenches, will take a shot to give a shot, can wear damage, can get to outside foot position and land good stuff, can fight in the pocket. Gage Young, super impressed. And I'm impressed because the guy he fought was tough as fucking nails and a gritty fighter himself. And it was a great fight for him. It was super fun to watch. Let's get Gage Young and Rong Zhu tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. If they would sign on that, I would watch it. George, tell us what you think on
yeah.
that one.
Gage Young out-grappled Shotty like he was auditioning for a WWE contract. This fight was grittier than a Shanghai street food stall, with Young grinding out a decision that had him looking like he forgot how to throw a punch. Not the most thrilling bout, but Young's wrestling was stickier than sweet and sour sauce. My God, get this man off of me is probably what dude was thinking after this match was over. Good on you, son. Good on you. Keep it rolling.
Okay, and keeping it rolling, we will. On to the main card. At 170 in round one, Tayalek Nuraji gets the TKO over Kiefer Crosby with some vicious elbows. Will, tell us about it.
Man, so I'm sure that illegal knee had a lot to play in the stoppage here.
Yep.
Now, he was outclassing Kiefer Crosby. That's true. But Kiefer Crosby also took a fucking nuclear warhead that had to have broke his orbital bone. Did you see the cut? Did you see how swollen that thing got?
Yeah.
Old boy's face got completely smashed in. I'm not 100% convinced that he wasn't done with that shot and he was just being a soldier, right? And pissed off and just wanted to get in there. If you're his coach, you got to fucking do something in that situation. You have to understand that it's your fucking job to make sure that he doesn't just look at that ref and say, fuck you, I'm tough, I'm going to go beat that guy's ass and go get my get back. We have had that, have we not, Tanner?
Yeah.
A dude in the corner is lit up, leaking into his face, and we got to tell him that, hey, man, the only thing you get at the end of this is a $5 plastic medal. I appreciate that you're a fucking soldier, but let's get you to work on Monday. You have to see a doctor tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're in that Charles Johnson situation where he just watched his bank account go negative, so he needs to go beat this guy's ass. And as a coach, you got to sympathize with that. But also, you can't let your guy go get fucking folded with an obvious concussion and a broken orbital bone to just then go take more monster shots by an elite striker. Sometimes it's the ref. Sometimes the judges fuck them. And sometimes the coaches let them go out on their shields when they don't need to fucking do that. If my guy eats an illegal knee and he's leaking out of his orbital bone, which is obviously broken, and he is obviously concussed because how fast he told that ref he was fine, I'm throwing the towel in, and he and I can argue about why I saved his life in the back. That's on the coach.
No, I agree. Yeah. George, tell us what you think about that one.
Will had a completely different take on it that was amazing because I wasn't even thinking about it that way. But I will say that this one was spicier than a Szechuan hot pot. That dude landed that illegal knee, and he had Kiefer Crosby seeing the multiverse. He got
For
shot
sure.
2 points and still finished the job with a swarm of elbows. Crosby opting to continue was like volunteering to jump into a blender. Niraj's got that Super Saiyan energy, but that illegal knee had us all clutching our pearls. Controversial, sure. Entertaining, hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. He could have got docked 9 points after that. He was still going to win via finish. It's over.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on. Next up at 125, Sumadarje getting the unanimous decision over Kevin Borjas. Will, tell us about it.
Dog, are you not brokenhearted? I just feel like Sumadarji's size and range was too much for Kevin Borjas, and Kevin Borjas is that dude, bud. I don't know what was going on with him. I'm not going to make excuses for him. Instead, I'm going to praise Sumadarji.
There was
Good
a tough
timing.
Sumadarje right in front of him. That was what was going on.
For sure, man. He did not look like himself, but sometimes, it's just the guy in front of you.
Yeah.
And Sumadarje, bro, the range control, the timing, the jab. He had his power going when he started to get threatened. Great fight for Sumadarje. Kevin Borjas back to the back to the drawing board.
Man, this was another one that tanked one of my slips. I thought for sure Borjas had this, but I should have went off the experience. This was a good fight though. I really got to say. But I agree with you guys. Like, it was heartbreaking just thinking, oh, he's got this. This is gonna get our boy back on track. Did not happen that way. But like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Sumadarji. That dude has world class experience too. I mean, he's been fighting forever.
Yeah, and it showed.
Woohoo! The next one, man.
Yes. Next one, a big heavyweight slugger between Sergey Pavlovich and Waldo Cortez Acosta, where Sergey gets the unanimous decision. Will, tell us about it.
Honestly, I left this impressed with Waldo. Am I out of pocket for saying that?
I don't think so.
Dude, Waldo, he didn't look like a world beater. He didn't look like the guy that's going to contend for a belt after a couple more wins or anything like that. He looked like a fucking guy that shouldn't be as far as he is with the limited time that he's been a professional mixed martial artist. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
He should not be as fucking good as he is for the amount of time. Now, he has done it the way you should do it when you go into the game late, and he's crunched a bunch of experience in fights and training into a short amount of time, and he's just keeping the ball rolling. Sergey Pavlovich, I thought was just going to run in there and beat the shit out of him. We were going to cash an easy check real quick.
I thought so too.
Man, and Pavlovich, his boxing looked great. Pavlovich looked great. I thought he was going to grapple him more, but that's a credit to Waldo. When Sergey met him with aggression, Waldo threw the aggression right back at him. He met him with aggression right back. He landed some good shit. He had a good showing of himself, which I did not think he was going to have against Sergey Pavlovich. I don't think anyone thought that Waldo was going to make it out of that fight without being finished. I think everyone felt like Pavlovich was going to use that grappling edge, that grappling advantage, and put him down, maybe ground and pound him out. I know that's how I thought he was going to do it, but it was actually an entertaining heavyweight fight, and I don't think either guys lose stock.
I don't either. Frank wanted to stop in and say hi to everybody real quick.
What is up, my boy? Hey, when I get my purple belt, I can't wait to see you.
The big man. Anyways, George, what do you got on Sergey and Cortez Acosta?
I would have put lots of money on this fight had I been completely vested in it. I had to work, and I really didn't get a chance to do any due diligence on it. But I would have put, $20 on each of these guys for it to be a finish, or bet that it would, not go the distance. Normally, when it turns into, a fight like this, I get upset. But this was really entertaining. This was a good fight. Yeah. I don't want to say upset, but disappointed. I am in lieu with the casuals. I like seeing finishes. I'll fucking what's his name? Hamzat. How do you not get the finish in that situation? Yeah. I know if somebody's raining crap on me in the crucifix, I'm probably not gonna make it. Yeah. But go back to these young fellows. Sergey Pavlovich, the Russian wrecking ball, decided to take a night off from knockouts and outworked Waldo Cortez over 3 rounds. Waldo came in with a 5-fight winning streak, but Sergey was like, not today, comrade. This is like watching a bear wrestle at Buffalo, big, heavy, and a little sluggish. Pavlovich got the W, but we were all praying for one of his signature knockouts. Waldo, I agree with Will. Did not expect you to do that well on the ground. I think hit the gym, man, and I think the next person you fight is probably going to be losing a teeth and probably not going to be losing sleep.
Fair.
Man,
Will,
you
you
know
look
what I
like you had
forgot to
something.
bring up? I'm sorry, guys. What I forgot to bring up for Charles Johnson?
What's that?
You need to send Drickus to motherfucking Charles Johnson's wrestling coach 2-3 years and forget. Because that motherfucker, every time, got up, fought the hands, were coming right back at you. Anyway, proceed.
Yes. Man, moving on to our co-main at a catch weight of 153 because Brian Ortega is lazy. Aljamain Sterling getting the unanimous decision over T City,
hey,
or the
hey,
man formerly
hey,
known as T City.
hey!
Um,
Tracy can talk all that smack like you and Aaron about missing weight, but you still can't take the schmeat out your mouth.
fair. Yeah. Aljo put a beating on Ortega. It was pretty much a stand-up bout. I figured it would be, and the grappling wasn't anything crazy. They kind of shut each other down. Aljo has garbage wrestling. That's all I can say about that.
Damn.
Will, what do you? Sorry, man. Man, watching his wrestling, I hate it.
I think, man, I don't know what happened to Ortega, whatever it was. Maybe she really did take the soul out of him.
Yeah.
I like you. I like that you looked at the camera too. That's a hot take.
Dude, I just think that he's been telling us for years now. How many times has he said, I'm going to go to 55, and they just keep scheduling him at 45? And the last handful of fights he's had weight problems, and he looked fucking dead at the face-offs. I thought they actually canceled that fight. Aljo looked okay, but Ortega looked like he didn't want to even be in that fucking fight until the third round. Till in between the third and fourth round, it looked like Ortega didn't even care to be in there. Again, I think it's another coach problem, right? You tell me, Tanner, if I'm like Coach Mo, I'm going to fight this guy at middleweight at said date, and we're 4 days away from weigh-ins, and I'm 7 pounds over or something, and I'm looking like I'm not going to make weight. Do you think Mo is going to let me call the motherfucking promotion and say, can I get a catch weight?
No, you getting the shit smacked out of you.
And we're canceling that fight, and I'm about to fucking get owned at practice for what where it's not going to be good for me. It's not going to be good for me. So you can't have a bunch of fucking yes men around you because, guys, what we talk about, that 10%, right? Sometimes that 10% will make a person feel like you owe them. So you need to go fight and get them their paycheck. And they won't have the integrity to tell you that you should not fight because you have not done the right things to be able to fight, because you're just going to get yourself hurt and we're all going to look bad. That's what his coach needed to do in that situation. That's what he's needed to do for the last couple of fights. Ortega, that fight with Yair Rodriguez, great fight. But I don't think he prepared for it. I think the warrior spirit in him actually got him to the situation where he could win that fight with Yair, and he capitalized on it. But his last few fights, it hasn't been Brian Ortega that was pre-Max Holloway, right? That Brian Ortega, even at 55, I would have taken him over a bunch of dudes. Now, he needs to either think about not being in the sport anymore because it doesn't look like his heart or dedication is entirely in it. Or if his heart is entirely in it, he needs to look at these people around him. And if they're yes men, he needs to go find somewhere that's going to tell him, Brian, these are the things you need to work on and you need to get your shit together. As far as the fight goes, great job, Aljo. We'll see if we even see Brian Ortega ever again.
Yeah. George?
Man, I was pleasantly surprised in this fight from Aljo. I thought last week all I was going to see was the back of Aljo's back and not his head, and just him bent over on the cage trying to take this dude down.
Oh,
So good on him for that. Aljo turned Brian into his personal punching bag in a 5-round masterclass that had the Shanghai crowd booing louder than a bad karaoke night. Ortega missed weight, looked like he'd been up all night eating noodles. Maybe doing nose candy. I don't know. He looked bad. He kind of looked like the Joker. That's why I sent him that from Suicide Squad. He looked terrible.
He's always had the green stuff, though, I think, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, George, but I think he's always had green shit twisted in his hair, right, Tanner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Usually.
I was talking about Ortega when he missed weight.
Oh,
Ortega just looks like shit always as well.
You look like shit, bro. You look like Skeletor.
But Sterling's footwork, man, was smoother than a jazz solo, circling away and peppering Ortega with calf kicks that left his leg looking like an overcooked brisket. Funkmaster called for a title shot afterward, which I don't think that you deserve, and I don't think that you want.
Okay.
You know what this
Deserved. I hate that fucking word. I hate deserved, right? But Aljo gets shit on, man. As far as bantamweight, he was one of the best to ever do bantamweight. The Sean O'Malley fight was rushed. I don't know. I don't like the circumstances. I'm not going to go. Aljo deserves more respect than he gets. He is a snooze fest, but I guarantee in Aljo's prime at 135, if his name came up, you were not excited about it.
No, not at all.
I'm not excited about it now.
That's fair.
Aljo, I set you up for that, dog. That one's on me. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
All right. Anyways, on to our main event. Another 50K bonus to Johnny Walker for getting a TKO victory over Ming Yang Zhang. Calf kicks. Landed one. Kind of buckled a little bit. Landed another heavy one. And then another one as he was going down, and the follow-up shots until Zhang was covering up and couldn't intelligently do anything outside of cover. And he wasn't even doing it effectively. So, man, who saw that coming? Because nobody saw that. That if anything else didn't fuck up slips, that fucked up people's slips. All right.
Damn. How many dudes were sitting there lighting a cigar and they're like, I'm about to cash so much fucking money.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
The amount of money that was lost on that. Oh,
damn.
Good Lord. Will, tell us what you thought.
Dude, so first of all, this has to be the second apology I give out because last week I criticized that man, Johnny Walker, and I said he was one of the scariest, most amazing, hottest prospects in that division. We didn't want to see it. He's a very beautiful man, Tanner. It's 2025. You're not going to call me out 2 times in one episode. Fuck you. We're moving on. You didn't want to see your favorite fighters fight Johnny Walker when he first got in there. You remember when he beat up Khalil Roundtree and we were like, oh no, right? Johnny Walker was the boogeyman when he first got in because of his athleticism and power. And then he just was a dingus and couldn't like figure out where he wanted to fucking train. He didn't know if he wanted to be like, you know, a counter striker, if he wanted to be an athlete. And he went to Extreme Couture. He went to Eric Nixick and he said, hey man, look, this is the last shot I got. I've been fucking in every gym in the world. They all say I'm super talented, but also kind of a retard. So can you help me out? And Johnny Walker, bro, he shoots immediately and then he gets mounted. I'm like, I was so right. You dumbass. And he weathers the storm and he gets hurt in that first round. But man, those calf kicks, like you said, you got to learn how to check them, guys. You have to learn how to check them because if you can't walk, you can't fight.
And that
Ming
will
Yang
shut
is
off your
definitely the more talented fighter in there. He shut his leg off. Now,
Ming actually landed the calf kick first.
right. Now, what makes this super cool is how much more impressive it makes Israel Adesanya's knockout over Pereira in the second fight. Because the second fight, Pereira had destroyed the calf as soon as the fight started. Izzy was on one leg when he knocked him out. Ming Yang went to his butt and got pounded the fuck out in the middle of that octagon. So check the kicks, boys. Check the kicks. Johnny Walker, I'm super happy for you, man. I bet Johnny Walker's food today tasted better than it ever tasted. I bet that today was a hell of a morning for Johnny Walker, and that fucking guy earned it.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out after Johnny gets his big win, his brother comes in to rush him. And did you see the security like grab a hold
Yes.
of him?
Yes.
Man, first off, Jesus, the ball's on you to grab a hold of that man.
Grabbed him? What? No, don't grab it.
That's the one you don't want to grab a hold of
No,
the
push that
walkers.
thing away.
Yeah, he's lucky he walked out of there. Yeah. Anyways, George, what do you got on Johnny Walker? Tell us how it hurt you.
Ah, it didn't hurt me at all, man. It hurt Zhang's credibility, pissed off the fans. Johnny Walker, the human cartoon character, pulled off the upset of the night and silenced the Shanghai crowd like he stole their mics. Kind of like whenever B Rabbit flipped the script on him in 8 Mile. Now, he had a 12-fight winning streak, all with first-round KOs, and he had Johnny on skates in round 1 with hooks and elbows that looked like they were forged in a volcano. But Walker, durable as a Nokia 3310, flipped the script in round 2 with calf kicks that turned Zhang's leg into jelly. 1 kick, 2 kicks, and Zhang collapsed like a bad stock market. Walker pronounced with the ground and pound, and referee Mark Goddard had to save Zhang from becoming a meme. Too late, I already made one. Johnny's post-fight worm dance and broken Chinese shout-out, chef's kiss. Zhang's hype train derailed, and Walker's back in the mix, screaming, "My kick's awesome, right?" Yeah, Johnny, it really is.
Johnny Walker's too much.
The Nokia throwback, the brick phone. God, George.
You can't do that to us.
George was on
Killing
fire,
me.
bro. George was on fire tonight.
George is on fire. All right. So real quick, I want to recap the PFL that happened. PFL World Tournament 10.
Why did that sound like such an
2025.
afterthought, Tanner?
It is in a lot of people's brains. Anything not UFC is an afterthought in most people's. So this happened on Thursday at a normal viewing time of 6 p.m. Eastern because it was in Florida.
Right.
But it was on ESPN and ESPN Plus, and they did their final World Championships. I'm just gonna cover a couple big name fights. Impa Kasanganay beat up my boy Andrew Sanchez.
Like
Got
I said,
the TKO victory in round 3. That sucks. Anyways, moving on.
he also thought it sucked. He's probably in the back and he said that same thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sucks.
probably just like that.
Ah, shit. They have any money in the PFL anymore?
Oh yeah,
Fam.
only if you're in the fucking World Championship fights.
Nah, they paid him in fucking IOUs for 5,000 pounds
Oh
of
my
Gordon
God.
Fisherman fucking fish sticks.
No, this isn't that. What was that one promotion?
The
That was
GFL.
Yeah, this isn't the GFL. All right.
No.
Our
That
boy.
same dude that made Firefest sounds like he got involved with the GFL.
It seems like it's the same premise. I don't know. Our boy Antonio Carlos Jr. at 205 got it done in round 2 of the championship bout.
Now that
The
dude's a
rear
badass.
naked choke, tapping out Sullivan Colley with RNC.
Well, the only problem is Impa Kasanganay can anti-grapple, and El Dierte is a really good grappler. It could have been the same result, but Impa can fucking keep a dude off him.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if he can keep Antonio Carlos Jr. off of him. Also, Impa's at 185. This was at 205.
Right. I'm just saying that's the
Uh,
difference in the fights.
But in our main event was 185. But before we get to that one, we got the heavyweight finale where Oleg Popov got the split decision victory over Alexander Romanov. And then our main
Black
event.
Widow's dad.
Yes. Our main event, Leon Edwards' brother, Fabian Edwards,
Versus Dakota
getting the
Ditcheva's
head
boyfriend.
Yeah, not anymore. Getting the head kick KO in round 3
Oh,
over
you think
Dalton
she's gonna Paige
Rasta.
Van Zant him? You think she's gonna Paige Van Zant him when Cody Garbrandt lost the belt, and then she found Mr. Van Zant Vanderford? You think that Dakota Ditcheva was gonna be like, I don't like this one anymore?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Jeez. So which UFC champ do you think?
Oh, maybe not, because she just
Tom
had surgery.
Aspinall?
She just had surgery,
okay.
so maybe not.
Maybe Impa Kasanganai? Whoa.
Oh.
Fabian, that'd be a cold fucking
Oh my God.
damn.
Phew.
Anyway,
Yeah.
same
Anyways,
kick though. Same fucking kick.
Yeah.
Exact same.
Beautiful. Looked great. It was a good kick. So that's it. That's all I got. Do you guys have anything else you want to cover? We don't have fights next weekend. It's 2 weeks. We will cover the Imavov recap next week, so we have something to continue on with next week.
When is CJI2 and when is the Canelo fight? CJI2 is
August 30th and 31st.
so next weekend.
So yeah, next weekend is CJI2.
We are gonna have some recaps. I guarantee it. I got a little setup here. We're gonna order a tripod, guys. I might start like live streaming me watching events. So if these guys want to do that, we can do that. But I'm definitely watching CJI2. And when is Canelo? I know that's coming up.
That's not for a minute. That's September 13th. So that is 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 weeks, guys. Guys, we got some good shit coming up. There was some fights just announced. Leon Edwards, I heard might be fighting.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Gary.
3 weeks. My bad.
We got some Pantoja Joshua Van stuff in the future. We got some shit coming up, guys. There's stuff cooking. Come back to us next Sunday. We're gonna have breakdowns and stuff this week. Thanks for tuning in.
In 2 weeks, we got a crazy card. So crazy UFC card.
Oh, that is what is that?
Imavov Bahalyo. Also Saint Denis and Mauricio Rufy. But we'll get into that next weekend. We'll also cover some of the CJI2, like Will said. So yeah. See you guys.